Hello, you wonderful people. I just thought I'd keep you updated on the little updates that have been going through on the beta branch. As you may see, what is that? We've now got attachments. So, we're going to the buy menu under the attachments tab. We have got everything, and thankfully it is all split into its correct excavator. So we've got all of the different possibilities that we have there. To try this out, I pulled myself up with the old trench bucket, which as you can see is right here, right now. Currently just trying out all the different camera angles. I'm staying with the one on the excavator for now, but the trench bucket is trench bucketing, so that's always a fun thing. I think that we're still in a situation where like the voxels of the dirt are still they're a little bit crazy. They are a little bit crazy, but we are getting different sizes of them now depending on what you are using to dig with, so that's always a good thing. The way that you now attach and detach the buckets is slightly different as well, so we get to show you that. So we'll throw this down the ground. Now if I press Q, I get this menu, and it's a little bit busy and it's a little bit overlappy, but this is where we can now lock and unlock, so we don't actually have to like go through a billion different menus. So we simply just click unlock on the bucket there, leave that menu, and ta-da! We are now detached from the bucket. So we're going to try and drive over to the tooth bucket that's just behind the front end loader, and we'll get above it, and then we'll do a little bit of dainty work. Try and get ourselves lined up. Something like that maybe. And there we go, click the lock and the unlock, and there we go. The jobs are good and the bucket is on board. Tooth bucket, same as everything else really. Does its job, does what it needs to do. But I do feel that potentially, I don't know, the tooth buckets, this is supposed to be an XMB I think as well. And it just feels kind of small. It does get you a good lot, don't get me wrong, but in comparison to this bad boy, it just doesn't feel like it's as much. Couple of things that I will note though. As you see, I have dug a little bit of a surround. This one is the one that I want to show you. Dug a little bit of surround around the hopper, and I was using the dozer thinking, hey, we could just get some dirt and just like push the dirt along and fill it in. So we get ourselves a big old clump of dirt and we drive across and we sort of drop it in that hole to fill it up, and as you notice it all just disappears. So yeah, a little bit tricky there. And we have also been told that the dirt lock, why that will disappear, the dirt lock isn't quite where we want it to be just yet, so we've got to keep that in mind, in that if you just drive off and you go full throttle, it does kind of throw everything around a bit. The way that I've kind of combat that is simply by using, obviously you can go through your gears, so I kind of force everything to be on first gear if it's full of ore or soil or whatever. Just that way it kind of holds everything in a little bit without going a little bit wild. Whew. As you can see, the reverse is a little bit cray-cray. And let's see, I haven't actually done this yet, so you guys are going to experience this with me, how easy this is going to be to get this ore or this dirt into here. And it'll also help us experience the front end of the hopper. Okay, well that's interesting. So that doesn't seem to want to work properly. Then what I want to show you, hopefully we can show you with the front end loader. They've changed how the dirt and stuff comes out of the conveyors at the end. So it used to come out in like a weird little kind of stream. It was just kind of particles rather than anything useful. And fingers crossed if this works, you should be able to see something a little bit different. So we get over the hopper. Is this going to work? Is this going to work? Yes, so that's all going in there. And now if I go to this end, we now actually have it coming out as the voxels like this. So that's cool. I am going to double check. Does it actually load up the truck at the minute? Yep, so I can't make that fall out. Cool. Then if I can get underneath this, put the brakes on, there we go. If I can get underneath this, get the front end loader again. You see the different sizes? Like they're huge when you use the front end loader versus if you use the excavator, they're all kind of small and tiny. So let's see. filling that up with lots of ore, and it all shoots out the top up here, and it is filling up the truck in some respects. Kind of just throwing it everywhere, but it is filling it up. I don't know what's going on here in the fact that I can't seem to empty this fully. But yeah, I think the best news is there's some attachments and everything just seems to be a little bit more tweaked. If I grab this, to show you before, we used to have the dirt used to kind of just chill and hang underneath the bottom of the bucket. Well, thankfully at the moment anyway, that seems to have been not completely fixed, it still happens, but it's a lot better than what it was. So you used to get quite a lot of the voxels just chill underneath the bucket, and now as you see, I mean, we've got one on the outside. So there's a little bit of a tweaking going on that's kind of neatening everything up a little bit. Still, obviously, as you can see, still a few little issues here and there. But for the most part, it's heading in a good direction. Hopefully, not too many more tweaks to be done before it can start really getting crashed. Maybe, hopefully, the guys on the normal game will start to get it out a bit. But looking good so far, looking good.